is like just an amazing confluence of time and place. Literally, you as a group aren't empowered to redesign the MPA offering, okay? But contributing to a rebranding, which may include some elements of redesign, is maybe more possible. Okay, in other words, if you decided hypothetically that there really should be 6 courses and here's what they should look like and here's how they could be conducted, it might happen and it might not happen, but it's not exactly doable by you because that's just not the way it works. So, I think that the questions basically work. How can we better position current assets? I think that could work. I think identifying new opportunities, I think that could work. And I think strengthening linkages, I think that could work. I don't think any of that necessarily is rebranding though. So, okay, so that means, what is rebranding? What is branding? Something about the skills, the pathways that you need to take so that you can make that contribution and be part of the solution and how the MPA is going to get you there. and the innovation. You know, that you come here and you can play in the sandbox. The sandbox is totally open to you. It's transparent. If we're running retreats, the people who are running those retreats will talk to you about them.
And you get a lot of support.
And you get a lot of support. You know, I don't know what else it is, but I mean, just to start off, and then how do you communicate that? What's the logo that works? What's the messaging? How do you change the product to make the product more in sync with the brand message? That's what you'd be doing for the rest of the semester. Meeting with faculty, meeting with the administration.
We didn't get Rio.
I vote yay.
Is that what you want to do? That's what you want to do?
Does anybody have any reservations? Because we should feel free to talk about them now. I mean,
I don't think
and
there's room for
continuously,
reservation.
not just now. Like, let's do our reservations the whole time.
I feel so warm and fuzzy on you guys right now.
Right, there's no way.
I do. I'm like just loving you all. And the intersections, like, I'm minty, like, it's beautiful. I love you people so much.
Love you too, Mom.
No reservations.
Well, I think I agree with Bree on the second half of that, and just that we shouldn't we always just have that comfort level. And I think we do, but you know, if I'm saying things explicitly, that to make sure that people, even if it's not necessarily tonight, but later when we hit future grown zones and whatnot. But anyway, I'm pretty stoked, and you're definitely putting words to my thoughts much more eloquently than I could have. At least, 15 minutes ago. So.
But you see how when we're talking and branding is about experience and there's a psychological dimension, and now it's like flowers just bloom. You know,
Exactly.
12 flowers got inspired, bloomed. You know, that's what the brand should do. It should have an emotional oomph for it. Would be to create a video that tells the Miss MP.
I'm in charge of the MPA website update and enhancement, so no, that's what I'm saying, because it's been kind of stalled out. We don't have money for so anyways, this is totally, I think, what the website enhancement is supposed to be, and it goes lockstep in the larger Miss web redesign as well, which is kind of starting right now and building momentum, and will be redesigned this.
Presenting to a small group, but they are the ones that we use, word of mouth to tell other people and really just get the majority of people.
Okay, so how would you make the brand viral? Who are the sneezers in our universe? Who do they sneeze on? Who do they infect?
The first years, the first year potential, like that are MPAs and are trying to pull in others that are thinking of going MPA.
I don't know. I mean, this is an open-ended question.
And not only the first years, but the second years and the graduates, because so many people here have a story of self-transformation as well. And that's so inspiring to other people when you're like, I've changed as a person, and I feel like a better person. People are like, I want to do that.
I
I want to
think
play in the same class.
that to me just so inspires me. If we could collect stories, they're testimonies, but they're in the religious sense testimonies too. They're testimonies of experience.
Made one of the biggest impacts on me, and one of the brochures, there was a little blurb about how in the International Space Station there's only like 3 people qualified, or two or three people qualified enough to do the job, and one of them was a Miss student. And it's just seeing the huge places where we could be.
But at first she wasn't.
Yeah,
she was like,
skeptical.
so you guys are just creating this make-believe project that's gonna have this magic
Yeah.
funding, and we were like,
No.
And then hearing about when people had started, like, you know, she was like, what? You know, but at first she had this like barrier where she was like, oh, you guys are just playing make-believe, gonna make up a project.
And I think by the end she was really participating a lot with us, which showed me that she got drawn in somewhere.
So
She wanted to be a part of the community.
she had a transformational experience.
I think she did.
So what made for that transformational? What made that experience transformative? If we can figure that out, we're really well on our branding way.
Getting better.
Our diversity too. Did you see her like?
Energy. Like she felt something, I could, because she was getting involved and she was a part of it, and we were
Balance their family and their work here and still be this energized.
She wanted to live in Africa, and so bringing up stories of like where people are and how she could graduate by doing DPMI Plus in a year and a half.
she had a 5-year plan before she left.
Yes.